You make the minimum payment, the balance barely moves. Next month, same thing. It feels like you're doing everything right, but the number never goes down. There's a version of this that's worse. The minimum payment doesn't just barely reduce the balance, it doesn't reduce it at all. Every month you pay, you owe more than you did before.
Quick context if this is your first video. I'm paying off $11,400 in credit card debt across 4 accounts on a $38,000 salary. Real numbers, real statements, no shortcuts. I document every payment and every mistake publicly so you can see what this actually looks like. If you've been following along, last video I broke down minimum payments, how paying $30 instead of $65 adds 18 years and $4,000 to your total repayment. This video is different. It's standalone. You can watch it without knowing anything about the channel, because I need to look at my CareCredit balance before the promotional period expires, and the math I found is worth showing anyone who has one of these cards. My CareCredit balance right now, $2,340. APR after the promotional period, 26.99%. The promo window closes July 31st. That's 16 days from when this video goes up. Here's what I found when I actually ran the numbers. First, how CareCredit actually works, because most people misunderstand it. CareCredit is a promotional financing product. When you open the account, you're typically offered 6, 12, or 24 months of no interest if paid in full by the end of the period. That phrase matters, if paid in full. Most people hear no interest for 12 months and think 0% loan. I'll pay it down gradually, no rush. That's not what it is. CareCredit charges interest every single month of the promotional period. They just don't collect it, yet. Every month, your balance accrues interest at the full rate, 26.99% in my case. That interest sits in the background, invisible on your statement. Pay off the full balance before the deadline, the tab disappears. Don't pay it off, they collect everything, all the interest accumulated since day one, charged at once. This is called deferred interest, not 0% financing. Interest accrues the whole time, they just bill you at the end if you're not paid in full.
Here's my situation. My CareCredit promo started in August of last year. 11 months of a 12-month window. My current balance is $2,340. The rate is 26.99%. Let me run the deferred interest calculation. 26.99% divided by 12 months equals 2.25% monthly. 2.25% of $2,340 is $52.65 per month. 11 months of that, $579.15. That's the tab CareCredit has been building while I've been making minimum payments. $579 sitting in the background, invisible, waiting for July 31st. If I don't pay off the full $2,340 balance by that date, that $579 gets added to my balance on August 1st. My $2,340 debt becomes $2,919 overnight. And then, starting August 1st, the full 26.99% rate applies to that new higher balance. Stop. Look at those two numbers for a second. At 26.99% APR, the monthly interest charge on $2,919 is $65.65. CareCredit's minimum payment on that balance, 2% of the balance, is $58.38. $58.38 against $65.65 in interest. The minimum payment is less than the monthly interest charge. Every month you pay the minimum, the balance goes up. Month 1, you owe $2,926. Month 2, $2,934. Month 12, over $3,000 on a debt that started at $2,340. You're not paying it off. You're renting the debt, and the rent is going up. I ran 3 options.
Option 1, pay it off in full before July 31st. Saves $579 in deferred interest. Requires $2,340 liquid in the next 16 days. Not realistic. Option 2, transfer the balance to a card with a real 0% promotional APR. Not deferred interest, actual 0%, meaning no interest accrues during the promo period and you don't owe back interest if you missed a deadline. Some cards offer 15 to 21 months with a 3% transfer fee. 3% of $2,340 is $70.20. Compare that to $579 in deferred interest. Over $500 saved by paying a $70 fee and moving the balance before July 31st. Option 3, do nothing. Let the deferred interest hit. Pay 26.99% on $2,919 going forward. Option 2 is what I'm doing. I'm initiating a balance transfer this week. $70 versus $579. You don't need a spreadsheet. You need to act before the deadline.
If the transfer goes through before July 31st, CareCredit balance, 0. Deferred interest, never collected. $579 saved. New balance on the transfer card, $2,410. The original balance plus the 3% fee. New rate, 0. True 0 for 15 months. That takes me to October of next year. Monthly payment needed to close it in that window, $161 a month. The Capital One card closes next month at 0. That frees up the $365 monthly payment I've been sending there. I redirect part of that to CareCredit. The numbers work. If the transfer doesn't go through in time, processing delay, denial, the deferred interest hits, $2,919 at 26.99%. That becomes the highest rate debt I'm carrying. Everything else pauses and I attack this first. No exceptions. 26.99% is not a number you work around.
Here's what I want you to take from this, regardless of whether you have CareCredit. Deferred interest is not a 0% loan. It's a loan where all the interest is delayed to a single date. A real 0% promotional rate means no interest accrues. You can pay it off gradually and only owe the remaining balance if you miss the deadline. Deferred interest means interest accrues every month and you owe it all if you miss. Check every no-interest offer you're currently carrying. The phrase to look for, no interest if paid in full. That means deferred interest. 0% APR means actual 0%. Different products, completely different risk profiles. The deadline is not forgiving. No grace period, no partial credit for being close. If your balance is $1 on August 1st, they collect $579. If it's 0, they collect nothing. The cutoff is binary. If you've been making minimums on a deferred interest card, run the numbers right now. Find out what your balance is, when the promo ends, and what the tab looks like. Don't find out on August 1st.
The balance transfer is initiated. I'll report back on whether it cleared in the next video. $2,410 moving to 0%. That's the plan. Speaking of things hitting 0, next week, Capital One, month 3. The card I've been paying down since this channel started. The balance when I made the last payment was $282.54. Month 1 was the DMV, month 2 was the math holding, both linked in the description. If you have a CareCredit balance or any deferred interest product, drop the end date in the comments, just the date. I want to see how many people are sitting on a deadline they haven't looked at yet. Capital One closes July 22nd. I'll see you then.